I'm not gonna not hit a kid if that's all that stands between me and freedom.
Act natural. This is fucking sick. This is so sick right now.
If someone proposes to you, your life is in danger. It's tough out here to be a bride.
Get on your horses. Pack up your yurts.
We gotta go! What's up, everybody? Welcome to another very chilly episode of Overshadowed. This time we're in the steppes of Mongolia at Flophouse Comedy Club, located in Ulaanbaatar, Mongolia. So thank you for joining us. This week we are covering the brother, or should I say the theme of the podcast? Probably. We cover the siblings and spouses of people who changed the world. So that's pretty exciting. You didn't know about these people before. You only knew about their famous siblings. But now we're bringing the Overshadowed into the light. So we're talking about Genghis Khan's blood brother, Jamukha. Is that how you say it? Jamukha.
Jamukha is a good way to say it. They were friends, they were rivals, they were friends, they were rivals, and then somebody meets their demise.
Mm-hmm.
They were
Who will it be?
Yeah, I wonder.
Yeah.
Who's the one you never heard about till now?
But who's the one whose name we've gotten wrong for centuries? Genghis.
Yeah, that's Genghis's correct pronunciation.
Which I refuse to say. It sounds racist.
It sounds, I don't know, I kind of like it.
Genghis?
I've been
well,
saying
that's
it a
you're
lot.
racist. You're from
I
Arizona.
don't know. I've been saying it a lot. It feels
Yeah.
good.
I like Temugin. That's the best one. That's what the
That's his first name.
online Chinese store is named after. Yeah, Temujin. It's his
Temujin.
first and only name. This is the time in history where you don't need multiple names.
It's true.
There's not enough people for that.
But there are titles. So that's where Genghis Khan. If you're an important
Yeah,
enough
that's
person,
true.
you don't get a last name, you get a whole title.
Ooh, we got a booty. God, I hate podcasting next to a window in Brooklyn.
Not good.
Not good for our attention span.
Booty Khan.
Booty Khan. Yeah, I'm the Booty Khan. There were a lot of cons.
Yeah, a lot
there
of
was
cons
the
out
Buddha
there.
Khan. There was probably a Booty Khan, or there would have been if they allowed women to
Yeah.
have the role.
Or at least...
Although that's one of the good things about these nomadic people that we're talking about is that women had actually a pretty substantial role in society.
yes, they were definitely respected.
'Cause
And
when
they
you
were
live
needed.
in such a hard migratory life, you're following herds and seasons. It's like
Everybody needs to play an important
everybody's
role.
got to pitch in. The men
Yeah.
are hunting or warring, and the women have to be administering all the herding
And taking care of the children.
and the kids and making
like,
sure everyone gets to the destination.
Yeah, you're always on the move.
They're
Everybody's...
packing the car.
Mm-hmm. We're setting up...
Imagine a world where women pack the car. That's a pretty topsy-turvy opposite day land I don't want to be a part of.
And back then, the car was the horse. And the horse was everything.
Horse was everything.
They loved the horses.
Jamukha, the guy we're talking about today, the blood brother of Genghis Khan,
Horse breeder.
descended from a horse breeder.
That's the highest. Yeah, he was a
got horse
very,
breeder blood.
very high society friend. And he was a good guy because at one point in time, for most of Genghis's young life, he lived as an outsider. What?
I don't know. It's just silly.
It sounds good.
I get why
Genghis
they
is
changed
life.
it. I get why the French made it Genghis. Genghis sounds so much cooler to my white ears.
Genghis sounds silly to me. Genghis Khan. You say that with some authority because you've killed millions of people in an entire civilization.
Yeah, 40 million.
Jeez. And
But he kind of did the thing where you take down a tree, you plant a few more, because he may have killed 40, but today there's about 16 million descendants.
Yeah.
So that's not bad.
Yeah, he used each person's head he'd plant them in the ground,
Yeah.
and then new people would grow.
Net minus 24 million, which is not great, but he made a dent.
He did, yes. He did repopulate a lot.
He tried to seed.
And he had a system, and it worked. Because
Of
I think
fucking?
fucking, and also like when he would conquer the other
Why?
cities, like he would kill the highest people in that city.
Mhm.
So there would be like no more, high class. A lot of people would have tried to get along with those people, but then sooner or later someone's going to backstab the other. So he's like, look, I know
getting along with them is just prolonging the
yeah.
inevitable.
So that's why he was like, I'm sorry, guys. I got to cut all your heads off.
If
I
there's
just can't.
Yeah, there's
just
going to be some firings
yeah.
after the merger.
Yeah, statistically, you're going to fuck me. So
Right.
I'm just going to.
That's one really interesting thing that I liked learning about this is that Genghis Khan, his motivation for at least his early life was just to like live in peace.
Yeah.
And not have, his father poisoned or, for his wife to get taken. But he's like, he just wants to kind of live a normal, peaceful life with his wife. But then, tribes be warring and raiding.
Yep. Tribes be warring.
Tribes be raiding, dude.
They be pillaging.
They be pillaging.
Yeah, if he grew up with the luxuries of today, he would probably just end up a yoga teacher.
Yeah.
He'd probably just be a chill life coach out in Key West.
Yeah, hot cow dung yoga.
Yeah.
Yeah.
His environment shaped him.
Totally.
He wasn't a born, like how serial killers, they say, like they have this
He
gene.
became.
Yes.
Yes, he became a mass
Bane was
murderer.
born in the shadows.
Yeah.
Genghis was
Yeah,
born in the
Genghis
yurt.
was pushed into the shadows.
Yeah. Over and over again.
Right. He kept trying to claw his way out.
His only way out, I think maybe the fourth time he was shunned from society, it was like, because he would go somewhere and meditate in the forest.
Yes,
try to
he
find
did have a
peace.
few forests. He probably took some boomers, went into the woods, and just had a few forest experiences. Thought he was a horse himself.
Yeah.
You ever do that though, as a kid? You ever or like young adult? You ever go into the woods and just like think about stuff, or
No,
the
I didn't.
desert? You know, you would no really.
I would go on a walk. Like I lived, we had a wash, but like
There's really nothing to you, Charles, is there?
no.
You just
I
living
wouldn't-
your life.
I wouldn't go and think as a kid. What would you think about?
Well, I think when when I was like trying to figure out what I wanted to do with my life, maybe like early college or something, just going for a walk through the woods and being like, what is it all for?
Mhm.
You know what I mean? I resonate with Genghis as a young kid being like, what are we doing?
Genghis.
What are we doing out here? He's
What are
looking
we
at the
doing,
leaves.
Kid Genghis?
He's watching the trees sway in the breeze. He's like, what does it
Yeah.
all mean?
Mm-hmm.
I fuck with Genghis in that way.
Yeah.
His
No,
little
he was-
meditative forest
He
time.
was a meditative guy, and he wanted peace. And
You never had like a long walk where you think about what you're doing with your life?
yeah, but not when I was like his age.
Not 9, but like 16, 7. Like, because that's when he became, he's like, all right, I got to kill everybody if I want to survive.
No, I wasn't doing long walks and thinking about my life.
All right, well, you're never going to rule the
When I
largest
was-
contiguous
yeah,
empire
sorry.
the world's ever seen.
Looks like
Looks like your empire is going to look a little bit more like the Romans. Teeny tiny, eensy weensy.
Yeah, well.
Sorry. But yes, let's cut it back to Jamukha.
Let's cut it back to Jamukha.
Let's cut it back
I'm
to
Chuck,
Jamukha.
and welcome to Cutting It Back with Jamukha.
I'm just trying to get the train back on the tracks.
Yeah,
pick it up, pick it up, pick it up.
I was going with it. Okay,
No,
what are you,
no,
you
you were-
listening to ska over
You
there?
were mocking me.
Picking it up too many times.
Everyone's mocking me.
Yeah, okay.
Every time someone laughs recently,
what's
I
going
think it's
on?
because it's at me.
I was creating a segment for you to have fun with, and you go, "Do you hate me?"
I go, hey, let's stop. Let's time out real
Charles,
quick.
I noticed that you yes-anded the premise that I gave you, and you tried to build something.
So,
but do you fucking hate me?
What's with the violence? Why would you do something like that?
I don't know, Zach. Sorry, I was just trying to have fun.
No, it's too aggressive.
No, say it. You want to fuck my mom, right? No, Zach. No, everybody wants to. Okay, so Jamukha was a high society man. His family came from horse breeders.
As high society as you could be.
Yes, they were horse breeders.
Which basically means your dad is very high up at Ford
Yeah.
and Heineken.
Yeah.
Yingling.
Yeah,
I
he's
guess.
he's a union
No,
man.
Yingling's not Asian. I always think it's Asian, but it's American.
Okay.
Right? Do you always get that confused?
No, I
I
never
see Yingling, and I'm like, obviously not Pennsylvania.
Yeah. Kind of tricking me here.
A little bit.
Yeah.
I'm like, domestic? Do they mislabel this?
Yeah, come on, they're idiots.
That should be with Sapporo, no? Right?
This should be with this should come with ramen.
Yeah, but Jamukha's dad was the horse breeder, and they used horses to hunt, to fight, and to get some tasty alcoholic beverages.
Yeah, they drank their milk. Well, they fermented their
They
milk,
fermented
and then
it
they drank
first.
them to get a buzz.
Don't
so
be
first
weird.
of all, how much of that do you think you had to drink to get a buzz? Fermented milk.
I wonder
what's
what
the APV on
the
that?
ABV.
AP.
Give me an APB on the ABV of that fermented 2%. Yeah, I saw. Didn't we watch that history thing where the History Channel
so
thing where the guy
funny.
drank it because you can't refuse the
Yeah,
locals'
he went in,
milk or they'll gut you.
and he was very reluctant to drink it because he was on it's the History Channel, so he can't really make a joke. And they offer it to him, and he's
Right.
like, "You see on his face, he's like, what?" And he's like, yum." And then he
Wow,
was
packs a punch.
Yeah,
Something
that's really respectful right there. I can.
refreshing.
Yeah, and he drank it, and you could tell he wanted to throw up.
I think that's what it tastes like.
And they gave him like a whole hatful. I don't know what he was drinking out of, but it looked like a big hat.
Yeah, it was a They're very resourceful
Just
people.
like they used to.
After it's done, they put it on their
Yeah.
heads.
And then the milk soothes their skin.
Yeah, that's where
They were full of warts, these people. That's what they don't talk about.
No,
They
it's
had
good for the skin, I bet.
Milky warts all
I bet
over
if you
them.
put milk all over your skin, you wouldn't be sunburned so much. It's got to have some kind of SPF. What do you think the SPF of
Excuse
fermented
me,
horse milk
What's
is?
the SPF on this milk?
I bet it's equal to the ABV, which is 3.
It is funny that this is back in a time when horse milk was everything. It was their. They put it on their yurts. They drank it to get drunk. They put it on their skin. It was
Yeah,
probably,
they coated their. Yeah, they probably did put it on their skin.
Probably
they
lube.
coated the yurts with it. You're right.
It was probably their coconut oil.
That wall looks like someone
Coated in
someone yurted
Yeah,
some
something happened.
some horse's milk on there.
Something big.
We'll cut to that spot. It's pretty gross. I guess it might be wax. Could be wax.
Yeah.
That
came. Looks like a candle came.
all the candles came alive, like Beauty and the Beast. But you're like, where's the fifth one? He's just like in a bedroom, like, oh my god, hands are the best.
Guys, why are you doing this?
Stop dancing.
There's always one
Stroke
candle.
the shaft. That is your whole body.
Yeah. This guy's like a candle who can't have hands. That's what he's saying. That candle can't handle his hands.
Yeah. Somebody take
It
you're
kinda
cut
sounds
off,
like
dude. I'm not giving you any more
That
hands.
sounds like an M&M.
Candle can't handle his hands. The hands that the handle can't handle.
I'm coming at you like a kid. Coming at me like
I'm
a
coming
candle
at you
can't
like a
handle
candle
his
that can't
hands.
handle his hands.
He's got no plans.
Wants to be the man, but he doesn't understand.
Mm-mm.
You don't like
You
that
lost
one?
that one there.
I lost the.
Yeah.
See, he was coming at me the whole time, wasn't he, guys? Wasn't he, everybody?
Why are you twirling your foot for the dudes all
I'm not
day?
twirling for the dudes. I don't think this is in frame. This is for me.
Oh.
I'm just doing some movements, some stretches.
Okay.
All right.
Anyway.
You
think there was ever a man without a horse? You like
Town
that guy?
without a
You know he
horse.
doesn't have a horse. Like
What
the guy in the nomads who didn't have horses. Like, were there any leeches?
I mean, if your
because there were
horse-
servants.
If your horse dies in this world, you're done.
you gotta have another horse.
You gotta have a spare horse.
And how are you getting the horses? Because there's a horse breeder.
Mm-hmm.
But do these people have money? Because they're kind of a tribe that's going together and like just surviving.
That's a good question.
How are you acquiring a horse?
I bet they had some kind of currency, some kind of credit system, maybe, or a favor system or something.
But
or
then
like,
how
you're
are
my
you earning-
family. We've exchanged blood. Let's treat each other right. I don't know, but if you lost your horse, you got to have a friend to help you out.
Yeah.
You got to have some blood brother like Jamukha to lean on.
Yeah, and Temugin picked the best blood brother, I think, if he's being blood brothers with the horse breeder in town.
Yeah, well, it was
That's a good pick.
It was, yes, and I think, Jamukha was just hanging out like in a different group, and then they would just like, I don't know, summer where Temugin's family was. At a very low point in Temugin, aka Genghis, aka Genghis, your boy. It's like I'm introducing him, Mr. Worldwide. Basically, he was actually closest to Pitbull. He was the realest Pitbull there ever was.
Oh yeah, yeah, he was.
He's a
he
true
was the
Mr.
first-
Worldwide.
Yeah, he was.
He was the most worldwide anyone's ever gotten.
He was pretty worldwide. Yeah, Pitbull and Genghis.
Yeah.
they were pretty worldwide.
But if you don't know where Mongolia is, hey guys, that's okay. I'll tell you. It's in between Russia and China. It's very small though, so at least present day Mongolia. I'm not talking about Changisgolia. I'm talking present day.
Changolia.
It looks today like Russia and China are parents and Mongolia is a child that crept into their bed after having a bad dream. It's a very tiny, surrounded by both bigger countries
And
situation.
now only known for its beef.
Yeah.
It's the only time Mongolian comes into my life.
And
when I'm
warlord.
ordering their beef.
Yeah.
Um,
It is cool though to have Genghis Khan and then be kind of an irrelevant country now, but to still have him be like, look,
oh, he's everywhere.
they
He's all
kind of
over
already
the-
proved themselves. They're
Yeah.
just kind of coasting now.
Like, yeah, we did that, but USA, see what you're doing? We did that about 1,000 years ago.
Yeah, how about you catch up to us and live in yurts
Why don't you
with
meet?
TVs?
Yeah, yeah, we got it right over here. The solution is yurts.
I got Dish satellite on my yurt. I wonder
Yeah.
if there's any antennas poking out of some yurts. I bet there are.
Oh, there's got to be.
I bet you. I always love this when I would play Xbox. You'd see sometimes in like the matchmaking, there's a map of the world and it would light up. And I'd always like to
Yes.
see the little lights in different countries in Africa or like Asia or something. I'm like, I hope there's a guy in a yurt, like going for a tactical nuke right now. That's pretty cool. That always made me happy thinking of some kid just like using his town's one outlet to try to get a Harrier strike converted to chopper gunner. You're basically sliding into home with a tactical nuke at that point.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's
And it's Yurt Boy. It's Yurt Boy.
that was his gamer tag.
It's Yurt Boy.
It's Yurt Boy XX.
So now
What
where
about
are
a
we at?
content house, but it's for
In a yurt.
OnlyFans called the Squirt Yurt?
That's good.
All right, it's something. It's something. Let me just write a 6 out of 10
Contact.
for the square yurt. A current day yurt is nice. It's circular. You know, they got couches, they got TVs, they got a space heater. It's nice. But 1200 Mongolia, they're heating up the yurt with one of the most plentiful natural resources of the plains, which was
Horse manure.
really any kind of bovine manure, hooved manure. You got cows, you got yaks, horses.
You're kind of just mixing it all together, making a nice... The original use of poopery was burning a blend of poop, and that would be in the middle of your house, and that's what kept it hot.
I bet it was a debate in the yurt among the family, like what you could deal with more, is the smell or being cold.
Oh, yeah.
I wondered if it actually smelled.
The poop?
Well, it's dried animal dung, and they're just eating grass. I mean, I'm sure I'm sure there was a faint whiff.
Horse poop smells.
But horses also eat like grain here, and they don't eat grain out there. It's just grass.
Maybe.
So I don't know. Maybe it just smells like a freshly mowed lawn, or maybe you're just hotboxing burnt shit.
I don't know. When I eat a lot of spinach, my poop doesn't smell great.
Yeah, but what about when you eat a lot of grass?
I guess I've never had grass.
See, we'll try that out.
Yeah.
Have a steady, do one of your cleanses. Just sub in grass.
I got one coming up. Yeah.
And report
Do
back for the listeners.
A grass detox.
Yeah.
Charles passed away.
So yeah, you're burning animal dung. I wonder about the ventilation too, because we're just kind of assuming that they're hotboxing cow shit, but maybe that's not the case.
No, they had a circle in the middle of the yurt that was like a skylight. So that's where I would imagine they're the chimneys at the bottom.
Yeah, I wonder if any freaks plugged it. Like, you want to come over to our yurt?
Yeah,
it's get a little high, drink some spoiled milk,
inhale some poop fumes. I'm telling you, an hour and a half. Woo! We call it the big reset.
These guys were freaks. The big reset. After a long hunt, nothing I love more than a big reset. Then just putting deer skin against all the cracks on the floor.
Yeah.
Like putting a towel on the door.
Feel this. Can you believe we used the horse for everything? Without it, we'd be fucked, man.
Sometimes
we never compliment the horse.
They're just spending hours looking for like the corner. They're like, I can't find it. It just keeps going around. And they all live as a family in the same yurt, typically.
Yeah.
At least like pre-empire, you know, this is like just how they're living. Probably tough to get a spark going with the old wife when you got the smell of shit and your kids on the other couch.
Yeah. Yeah, you can't, there's no walls.
No, I wonder if they had dividers. What's up?
Sorry, I gotta get my hands hot or something.
Okay.
It's too cold. It's the high cold mix.
I know, it's really cold. Sorry it's so cold. All right, Charles is going to take a little hand-warming break because it's a little too much for him. Obviously, he wouldn't have survived as a nomadic person. He would have been stabbed for trying to steal fish.
Woo! All right.
It's cold. It's winter. It's dark. We could talk about that. This is the last thing we could say before we get into Isugi. Is these guys' diets... These guys' diets, dude, let me tell you what these fucking guys was eating.
No chicken parmesan, not even hot peppers.
No eggplant. These guys were scurvy bound. What am I trying to say? Scurvy. I mean, scurvy bound would have worked if I said it in any reasonable amount of time.
Just re-say it.
Yeah.
Cut it in, ready?
No.
No, do it.
Oh my god, I'm so cold.
It's so cold.
It's so cold.
It got me. It did electrocute some of me.
Yeah. All right, here we go. What the fuck was I even saying? I'm cold. I'm hungry. I want to die. I got to get in the woods. Think about shit.
Just like when I was 11.
I got to go to the woods
thinking
right now.
about my life.
I got to go to the woods and commune with Tengri, the god of the sky.
Tengri, what should I do?
That's
okay.
how I sounded when I was 11. and then my voice actually got higher after my balls dropped. I used to be an old Asian man, and then I hit puberty, and now I sound like this. What the fuck was I saying? I wanted to say one thing before.
Scurvy bound diets.
No, I didn't want to say scurvy. Oh, yeah, they just ate meat and drank milk. Like, they didn't have really vegetables. They may have picked berries and shit and herbs or whatever they could find on the pretty desolate plains. It's just like grass, and then it's meat and dairy. Are you okay?
I'm just getting so hot, like it just gets me.
Do you want me to breathe on you?
No.
Hot breath?
It just is taking me out. I'm trying to be in it.
I'm so sorry, Charles, that you're such a bitch. I apologize.
Hey, I've been telling everybody. This has been known.
Yeah.
This has been known.
It's funny that you're not trying to overcome it. You're like, look, this is what it is.
I've been trying to overcome it the whole time. I just got to say that it's alive.
It's fair. You got to speak.
It took me like Yeah, it took me like 10 minutes to say to wash my hands, but the whole time I was like, oh.
That is what happens whenever you're like, I gotta pee, and I'm like, one more thing, and you're like, I've had to pee for hours.
Yeah, I go, see, you guys don't give me the benefit of the doubt that if I'm asking now, I needed to an hour ago.
Well, one day, Charles, I hope you get the strength to break up with all of us.
Me too.
But until that day comes, we're going to talk about Genghis Khan's father.
We're back.
Yasuge.
Cutting it up with Yasuge.
Cutting it up with Yasuge. That's right. Yasuge is Genghis Khan Temujin's father, who I think was also a Khan himself, right?
Yeah.
He was some kind of ruler. In 1171, Yasuge died when Temujin was 9 years old. There's this thing called the Secret History of the Mongols, which is where a lot of this history comes from. It's like the primary source that the Mongols wrote, or somebody it's the primary document. I don't know why it's secret, though. It's like funny that they titled it The Secret History of the Mongols. I think that's the title.
The public secret history of the Mongols.
Well, they're not trying to keep it secret. They're trying to record like their greatness.
Yeah.
So I think it's one of the first recorded uses in history of clickbait. They're like, you won't believe the history of these Mongols.
How
the
much
history
did
of the Mongols your doctor doesn't want you to know about. What? You just snapped like a dog when somebody closed the trunk.
Oh, sorry, that's my my ADHD.
Oh, yeah? Drunk? Charles is always on the lookout for somebody trapped in a trunk.
Yeah.
Body?
So, yeah, I get
Somebody tied up? A senator?
You're just like booty, and I'm like, danger.
I'm like, look at that butt. Charles is like, is there a girl trapped in that car? I gotta save her. So anyway, Yasuge, as told by the Secret History of the Mongols, the basic story is they're on their way home from somewhere, which is, they're nomads. That's kind of their constant state, is getting back to that yurt.
And you got to get back to the yurt.
Got to get back to the yurt. Are we there yet? That was Ice Cube actually
stealing from the
adapting
Mongols.
a Mongol story.
It was a tribute.
Yeah, the secret trip is what it was called. So they're headed through this town. Yasuge, Temujin's father, stole his bride, obtained his wife via theft through from like this Merkit clan, the Merkits.
Yeah,
he stole a meerkat.
The Meerkats, were they a high school
woman.
Basketball team?
Yeah, and they could not protect
their wife. Their hole.
Well, her name wasn't Hoop. It was close to that though.
It was
what was her name?
Holoon.
Holoon. Yeah, they couldn't guard the Holoon. Never went for the rebounds. I don't even know if they tried to come save her.
No, I think wives were kind of just being taken by bigger people.
Yeah, it was kind of like capture the flag.
Yeah,
with brides.
Give me your wives.
And I felt so bad because the story of Holoon was this guy had courted her.
Yeah.
Did you hear about this?
No.
you heard word on the street what happened to Holoon?
You hear about this Holoon bitch? She was getting courted.
You want me to spill the tea?
And then she got stolen.
She blocked him, but he came to her house anyway. And so this guy came and worked and lived in Holoon's village and, got to know the parents and was very nice and respectful, married Holoon. And then Yasuge came through with his roving band of, arrow horse guys, captures Holoon, but before Holoon leaves, I think Holoon tells this husband to go, and then she gives him her shirt.
Yes.
So that he'll always have her smell, because smell was a really sacred thing.
Yeah, they said it was part of their soul.
Yeah.
So she was basically being like, take my soul with you.
Yeah.
You'll always have my soul.
Man, for people who thought smell was associated with the soul, they certainly lived in and drank some stinky stuff.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I also wonder how long he kept that shirt.
Yeah, maybe a week until he's like, all right, it's going to be a rag.
Yeah. This is going to be,
The love shirt has become a horse rag.
Yeah.
I'm going to wipe off the hooves.
I'm going to use her soul to clean this horse. Also, I found out if that...
Use your soul to wipe my hole. So sorry.
It's all I have.
It's all I have.
It's laundry day.
No, I bet he probably did use it to wipe up some... I mean, these guys were eating meat and milk constantly.
Yeah.
I bet
probably threw up in it.
What?
Probably threw up in it. Because those guys were probably throwing up a lot.
Every spare piece of clothing is very important to wipe up yourself.
Yeah.
Those guys must
have had these shits all of the time.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why they were nomadic. They had to keep outrunning their own shit.
Oh.
No, we got to move. We got to move.
This is nuts.
We got to go upwind.
Anyway, more horse milk.
Guys, I'm telling you. Next round's on me, but we have to leave now.
My bad, but
instead because you fart, but you didn't have the foresight to fart away from the tribe. You have to force everybody to pick up their yurts and move 500 miles away.
Guys, this wasn't me, but I do feel like a smell is coming. I was just on a walk and I smelt it. and I know there's nothing we can do. But it wasn't me.
I saw the birds headed this way, so we should probably flee whatever they're fleeing. You know what I mean? Something's coming. We gotta go
now. Get on your horses. Pack up your yurts.
Hide your kids. Hide your wife.
You're hurting everybody out here.
You're hurting everybody out here.
So Yasuge
takes
Halun. But Halun
I think that's actually kind of a beautiful name. Halun.
Oh, Halun?
Halun. I think that's nice.
Yeah, it's nice.
A nice, soft, round
Halun.
sounds.
I could fall in love with Halun.
Yeah, sounds like a nice lady. So that's how Yasuge came by his wife. So I think the story is, at least according to the secret history, which is probably written by the Mongols for the Mongols, so that we think highly of them. But I think the plan, at least as recorded, is Yasuge was trotting Temujin through the plains to get a Merkit wife, but not to steal one, to actually do it right this time.
Because
to even the score, I think.
He also Temujin. The dad was doing that for Temujin because Temujin was like a shy little sad boy. So he was
he was trying to marry him off.
He was like, let me marry this guy off. I don't really care about this guy.
Let me go patch things up with the Merkits. Give him my son.
Give him my girl son.
Yeah,
because
my lady
boy. Dad was like, this kid's too soft.
Yeah, he was scared of birds and shit as a kid.
Yeah, so he was like, damn. Also, like, he named his.
He became Batman. He used to be scared of animals, and then he became like a world ruler.
Yeah,
like the most powerful man in the land. How you doing, you frozen alligator?
Yeah, it's getting me. Do
you want another coat or something? What can we do to fix this? I mean, you can just put my coat on your lap. Okay, so they're headed through town. I think he wants to marry off his little girl son.
He wants to marry off his little girl son, but really quick, he also Temujin Genghis, his dad named him after a great warrior that he killed. And then you're like, I'll bestow upon you the honor of this warrior's
name. Like a Van Gogh situation.
And then he becomes this little girl son.
Yeah, that's bad.
I feel like it's like the dad is like a Southern guy, like a conservative who names his son Tex. And then he turns out to be like an escapade.
Tex.
Like,
he says it with like 3 S's.
Yeah, and he's like,
that's not how you say your name.
You were named after your grandfather.
You were named after the country that should have been. Well, I don't know, this is up for debate, but I think the plan was to marry off Temujin to the Merkits and just smooth over the whole I stole one of your brides thing. Yeah. Because it was very gang-like, the tit for tat, the tit for tattedness of the tribes. You know? Ooh, it just hit me. I'm getting cold too. I'm getting flashes, man. It's like we're slowly dying.
That's what I'm saying.
Every 30 minutes, my central nervous system just resets.
And then you're like, "What was that?"
Huh? I click on and off. That's what I get it. I get it now. I get it now. It's like when your phone is like too cold to operate. Please wait a minute.
It's like a zap.
All right, so Yasuge is trying to marry off. I don't know how many times we have to say this. Yasuge's trying to marry. We keep getting so cold.
So cold.
Yasuge's trying to marry.
Nick is a bad friend.
Nick is a bad guy, and I hope his business fails. So Yasuge is trying to marry off Temujin to the Merkits. Feud over. That's the plan. And what I was saying is it's very gang-like, where if you steal one Merkit bride or kill one Merkit guy by accident in a hunt, that whole tribe is now against you. They're all your enemies. So I think he just wanted to patch things up and cross them off the to-do list.
Yeah.
But they make a little stop at this town because it's also funny that he's only 9. It's never too early to start thinking about marrying your child into another clan to consolidate power. So they're headed through this town, and this girl, Borte.
Cool name.
Good, right?
Sounds like a future name.
Yeah, a little bit. She came back in time to court Genghis Khan. She starts chatting up Temujin. She's like, what are you doing here? I stole some kumis, which is what the mare's milk is called. You want to go get a little buzz? Off this entire gallon of
this hat of kumis?
Maybe this happened. Who knows?
A little hat of kumis.
I mean, in the movie, she's kind of like very bold and just goes right up to Temujin, and she's like, "What are you doing here?" He's like, "I'm looking for a bride," and she's like, "You should pick me."
Wow,
that's what it says in the movie that you refused to watch because it was not in English.
It's 2 hours long.
It was so funny. Charles was like, "I'm not watching this. Or, you're an idiot." I'm like, "You are the idiot
no, you
for
said
refusing to watch
first.
A movie."
You said idiot first.
Did I?
I didn't call you a name.
I thought you called me an idiot.
Nope. Play it back. I recorded it.
Okay.
Every time I call you, I have one phone to talk and one phone to record. So I'll go back into the archives.
That's why you need a job, because you need a work phone.
Phones. One to be a friend and one to be a spy.
Okay, well, I'll keep that in mind
Two
for our
phones,
future chit-chats.
They ensure that I am always right.
So Temujin is into Borte. He likes
oh
this.
yeah. How could you not like Borte?
No, Borte's...
Sounds hot.
She's smooth.
Sounds
She's
like
a
a hot
smooth
kid.
operator. So the town knows that Yusuke is a powerful guy. They want Lil T in their clan, in their unit. Like, they would love for Temujin to marry.
His dad is a leader.
So they do the whole presentation of brides. Almost as a formality, Temujin participates. Right? They line up like 5 young girls. It's like Jeff's Island over there.
Look, Temujin, you got 1 rose. Who's gonna go to?
You got 1 rose. Pick your child bride. Luckily, you're also a child, so I guess it's okay. And Temujin picks Borte. But before this, I think his dad was like, Temujin, this is not where we get the brides. This is like a pit stop.
Mm-hmm.
This is where you warm up.
Well,
this is where you chat up the bride, see what works, see what doesn't.
Got it.
Acquire some riz for the next collection of yurts that we're going to go to.
So his dad was like, they're going to do the presentation of the brides, pretend to be really torn about it, and then we'll let you know in a couple of days. Then we'll go to the next
such
village
a tough
with
decision. I just love all of you so much.
Yeah, I'm going to have to deliberate. And then you go to where the hot child brides are, village over, more confident.
In the middle of this speech, Temujin's like, Borte, I'm marrying Borte. He's like, the one rule was don't marry any of these women.
Yeah. First of all, I feel like Borte is the name that I can hear in the Super Smash Brothers announcer.
Borte.
Borte.
Yeah.
Who do you choose?
Borte. This round's winner is
her. Borte.
Yeah. He's like, dude, I told you that was my one rule. You can drink as much fermented mare's milk as you want because you're with Dad.
You can cuss.
You can cuss. Once.
You can kill a couple of people.
But please, just keep it in your pants.
Yes, you can wear your earrings. No, I like them on you now.
No, it's cool that you paint your fingernails. I think it's cool.
Okay, yes.
It's warlike.
Please work with me.
Also, I did like this in the movie. This was very wholesome and kind of fun. When they reach the town where Borte lives, before the presentation of the brides, the men are just drinking milk by a fire, watching the sons wrestle.
Whoa.
Like, see whose son is stronger.
Okay.
And they're laughing and just like, mine's stronger, yours sucks. It just seemed kind of fun. Like, everywhere you go, you just, like, wrestle with a new group of kids.
Yeah, little touring circus.
I mean, that sucks if you, like, are a late bloomer.
Yeah, and you're always losing.
You're just getting rocked.
Everywhere
Every
you
town you go to. No bride will accept you because you're so beaten up.
Yeah. Yeah, you're just a traveling heel.
Yeah,
to make every other
child
boy
heel.
look good. Yeah.
Dude,
hey guys,
cannot wait for Temujin to get to town.
I'm gonna get something's gonna happen between me and Borte after this kid comes to town.
Yeah,
he's
I'm telling you, man.
So good.
Yeah, I'm gonna jump off the yurt.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, Yusuke's talking to Temujin. He's like, "This is what you got to look for, in a bride." He goes, "Make sure her eyes are narrow. Evil spirits dive into big eyes. She will see things that aren't there." Which I think is a hilarious anti-round eye sentiment.
Yeah, that's very funny.
To be like, no, eyes can be too big.
That's why they don't respect us. So like, these guys are delusional.
Yeah, they're hallucinating.
Yeah.
They're filled with temptation.
No, they see too much.
Yeah,
we only keep our eyes on the prize. That's
right.
all we see is the prize.
Yeah, I like the narrow eye pride. Yes, evil spirits dive into big eyes.
All right,
it's a good visual.
That is a good one.
Demons diving into round eyes, but then they try to dive into a Mongol's eyes. They're like, bing, bing,
yeah,
just bouncing off. Impenetrable.
Like horse blinders.
Are they sleeping? This is crazy.
But they're moving.
How do they know where they're going? The most accurate sleepwalkers we've ever encountered. We'll have to regroup, demons. Retreat.
To the west.
To the west.
Where the round eyes live. Yeah.
It's
a feast you've never seen before.
Let's turn them on to late stage abortion. I don't know,
let them see.
And he gave Borte, his new bride, a wishbone from a white raven and said, "I'll be back in 5 years." The family's psyched. Borte's dad is pretty pleased. Temujin's dad is like, "What the fuck was that?" And now they're headed to. Now they're actually headed home because he's like, "Well, I guess he's got a wife." Okay, so they pass by a wedding.
Mm-hmm.
In the movie, it was just like a gathering of like clearly a rival clan, but in the online it says it was like a wedding, but there were rivals there. I think there were people there that Yusuke had like killed one of their brothers or something. So,
Temujin.
But he's still what?
That was where the
that was the namesake.
Yes.
Oh wow, that's crazy that it all comes together like
that.
It makes you wonder: did someone just write this?
God,
story?
who's writing this? God, is that you?
No, I'm serious though. Like, because they just wrote it. I mean, this was 800 years ago.
Yeah.
It would be easy to like make a compelling story and just bend the truth a little bit.
Yeah, it seems fabricated. So the party with the poison.
Yeah, the party with the poison. Apparently, Yasuge was like, all right, so my enemies are here, but I do want a meal.
I
kind
of want to show face.
I want to, with the right people, and I'm going to grab a snack.
Yeah.
So he goes in and I don't know. Yeah, it's weird. He's like trying to network and stay undercover at the same time. He's kind of an idiot. Like this was a very stupid move.
This is if he was a girl, he would get roofied at a bar. This is basically what happened. That's basically what he.
I think it's gonna be a good night.
Like I don't know. I'm already out, so maybe we'll stop by.
Yeah.
And then Temujin's there, probably awkward. Like, oh yeah.
Aren't I named after a guy that he killed, who's like his relative?
It's kind of awkward, Dad.
Yeah.
I want to be here.
So they give him. So some guy, is trying to show hospitality, gives Yasuge a bowl of milk. And in the movie, I don't know if this really happened. Someone is in his entourage is like, "You gonna drink that? That's like most definitely poison." And he's like, "It would be breaking custom for me to not drink this. And if I start breaking custom, the world's gonna turn upside down." And everyone's like, "What the hell was that?" And then he dies.
3 days later.
3 days later.
He makes it home. But he's realized he's been poisoned, and he just has enough strength to crawl home and die.
Yeah. And I think
yeah, sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, I think they put that in the movie just to set up Temujin as this guy who is so anti-custom, and that's the reason for a lot of his success in the Empire, is because he promotes based on merit. Yeah, he's just doing things a little different.
Not birthright.
Yeah, and he's not holding grudges. Like, I think some guy wounded him in battle, and he, like, promoted him. Because he was just a warrior. He wasn't, like, a leader. He was just a warrior who managed to scrape him, and he's like, good stuff out there, man.
Yeah. I'm a cool boss.
I respect you. Yeah, I'm a cool
come to
boss.
me anytime.
Yeah, you can punch me.
Open floor plan. I sit right next to some interns.
I ride next to you.
Yeah, come on.
Yeah.
We all keep this train moving, okay? It doesn't matter if I'm at the front car or you're at the back car. We're all part of the train.
All part of the train.
See you up there. But once the dad dies, the whole family is disgraced. Like the nomadic tribe, their tribe's just like, all right, well, we don't see you as people anymore. We only respected you because of the father unit, because of Yasuge. And now that he's gone, we're going to go ahead and loot your horses, your yurts. We're going to treat you like outcasts.
And the family had to flee.
Yeah.
Which kind of, I think, is an early lesson for Temujin of like how unstable and unreliable like ruling via violence and power is. It can't just be this constant tit for tat warring, because then no one ever gets ahead.
Yeah.
It also shows that like maybe he was feared but not loved at all.
Yeah, exactly. They said, screw this whole family.
Yeah, which happens to Jamukha later. Some of these guys go a little too savage, and everyone else. He's like, isn't that fucking sick?
Yeah, and they're like, whoa, dude.
Whoa, dude, that was crazy.
It's 11:01.
It's 11:01.
We don't do that anymore, okay, man? We don't say that anymore.
Jamukha boiled like 60 dudes alive, and everyone was like, too much.
Yeah,
too far.
How are you boiling 60 people alive?
Individually?
Yeah, that's what I think. So the family's now in ruin. They have to live horribly. They have to hunt for everything. They have to make all their own tools.
Now they're truly living off the land as an isolated like family unit, which is tough. I don't know how many horses they had left at this point. They probably
couldn't get a horse.
Get a horse. This just perpetuates the cycle of like, well, now they're bitter. Yeah. They feel fucked over. They have a grudge. So now they, then Temujin's going to grow up and conquer everybody. Kind of stopping that cycle. But if he didn't grow up to conquer people and just kept like doing little retaliatory things, it's this gang violence never ends.
Yeah.
So Temujin's like, we gotta stop this. And I like that one of the things he did, because Temujin was so mistreated, when his dad died. If your dad died, if the head of the household, whatever, died in a war, then his share of loot would go to the widow and the child.
Yeah. He made sure that people would never have a similar... He was like, no one should live the life like
He had like a veteran social security program.
Yeah, it was very
pretty
cool.
Sweet.
Yeah. It was good. I mean, he did a lot of bad, but it was in the name of good, seemingly. But during this time, their childhood, when now all these... the kids are everybody has to kind of become the father. But during this... Temujin starts to become friends with Jamukha, which is a big move of Jamukha because he's, being friendly to an outcast's family's kid.
So Jamukha wasn't actually Temujin's real brother. He was a childhood friend of Temujin's who they together several times pledged their loyalty to each other through blood oaths, where they would mix blood, which is pretty special. You don't just mix blood with anybody, hopefully.
Yeah, I don't know. It depends on how promiscuous you are. That
with
guy gives his blood to everybody.
That guy's friends with everybody.
That means nothing. That guy had my blood the second day after I met him.
Oh, you're his blood brother? Cool. You hold up your hand
So is everybody.
where an infection has started to break out.
Yeah. I got
just like the one you have. You ever done a blood oath?
No, have you? No. I feel like maybe you do.
You feel like I have?
Yeah, you've dated some women who'd be into that.
No, you don't do a blood oath with a woman. That's a guy. That's a no
That's
girls allowed
That's
thing.
a guy thing?
It's a guy thing.
All
Yeah,
right.
you're up in your treehouse. You put up your sign, and you bring a knife and get down to business. Serious question. Do you think you would do more than one blood oath, or do you think you kind of pledge your loyalty to this one guy?
I think if somebody seems right, you probably do like 5 in your lifetime.
So it's like it's not a best friend. It's a best friend is a tier.
Well, you also do it when you're a
5
kid.
fingers, 5 blood oaths.
You do it when you're a kid though too. So you're probably like going around.
Yeah,
being
kids
like,
heal quick.
Yeah,
They got a lot of blood to
and it's
share.
probably a cool thing to do when you're a kid. Like,
I would be pissed if I like if someone proposed a blood oath and then they held up their hand and they had like a scratch right on their palm. I'm like, what the? Who's that?
who was? Yeah, was that? Oh, this was
So their initials, J and K.
No, this was a bobcat.
Sure.
The bobcat knows how to spell. Yeah. In the shape of a heart, huh?
I would be pissed. Yeah, they did it like 3 times. They would exchange these gifts over time. They exchanged, let's see if I can remember these, sheep knuckle bones that were repurposed into dice.
What is a sheep knucklebone dice? Do you number
It's
it?
a perfect square. It's a perfect cube. What do you mean, do you number it?
Why would they call them dice? Because I feel like dice have to be numbered.
No, I think they made them into dice.
And then you just throw them and there's no numeric value?
No, you poke holes in them.
Okay.
Man, it turns out I didn't know you didn't have any close friends
I never played with dice.
who've never given you sheep knuckles.
Never. No, I missed out.
I got sets and sets of sheep. I got a 20-sided
sure
sheep
you do.
knuckle. Yeah, that is pretty cool to have a friend that you're like, you know what, dude? Let's fucking share fluids in the most manly way possible. Let's share the least gay fluid, blood. Yes. You're kind of like testing your compatibility with your bro.
Yeah.
You're like, if either of us dies, this was not meant to be.
Yeah.
You know, but if we live, we're going to be best friends
We're
for
gonna be
life.
so chill.
Yeah, they don't die, and it's like in Step Brothers. Like, did we just become best friends? They both wake up in the morning. They're like, I have a best friend.
I found someone, Mom. Mom?
You know, they're basically family members now.
It's like forbidden love, but straight.
Yeah, I don't know if it's forbidden. I think. Yeah, I wonder if you go home, you're like, Mom, you're gonna want to sit down for this.
I did a blood oath.
We have a new addition to the family. You're gonna be hearing the pitter patter of, similar to my footsteps, Jamukha. She's like, oh, that's nice. I'm glad you found a blood brother. I'm glad you found someone who would befriend your loser ass, your dead dad and disgraced family. That's great. Yeah, I mean, it turns out that it was good that he met Jamukha because his real brothers weren't really holding up their end of the brother bargain.
No,
they're
not
kind of
great
fucking him
guys.
over. It's like, are you my brother or are you a tartar?
Mm-hmm.
You know, are you a meerkat?
Mm-hmm.
Whose side are you on? The older brother was trying to like assert dominance. There was a lot of big dogging each other.
Yes.
That seemed to be a constant theme in the Mongol society. Temujin caught a fish. He stole that fish. Later in the day, he caught a bird. He stole that bird. Temujin's like, all right, he's talking to his other brother. I think the one who he ends up killing is called Bater. But Temujin's talking with one brother. He's like, we gotta, this is crazy. So they stalk Bater into the woods and shoot him with arrows, for which they were scolded by their mother, is what the Wikipedia entry reads, which I assume it was a little bit more than scolded.
Yeah, probably.
It's like, you boys, always getting into trouble.
What did I say?
Killing my son.
Well, apparently she was within the scolding. She goes, we were outcasts, but now you've made us criminals.
Yeah, so word of this gets back to the town somehow, which I thought they were living in isolation. I don't know who ratted.
Yeah.
I don't know if the mom was tattling on her own sons.
Probably Jamukha. He probably told Jamukha, and Jamukha blabbed.
Jamukha might have blabbed.
Yeah. He's like, Jamukha, guess what? I killed my brother. Don't tell anybody, okay?
So now he has to go into hiding again in the woods, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they kind of like go on the run.
Temujin?
And then, yeah.
Oh, this is where Temujin is then captured by a tribe that made him go live as a servant to slaves. This was another bonding thing between Jamukha and Temujin. They were both Merkit servants at one point.
Yeah.
And both escaped.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he was a servant to slaves for a while, but then one day, they kept him in stocks, and then he hit a younger person who was watching him, which is pretty ruthless. And he did what he had to do. It's a pretty cool move.
Yeah, I think it is, because after you've been fucked over this many times, you're gonna
becoming heartless.
I'm not gonna not hit a kid if that's all that stands between me and freedom.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna hit a kid.
Yeah. He knocked him out, and then he ran away. And I think friends unhooked the stockings. Then he ran back into the woods.
Yeah.
He keeps going back to the woods.
Loves the woods.
He's safe in the woods.
He does. He finds like a sacred refuge in the woods, and he is very. There is a part of Temujin that's very spiritual and very like God is ordaining that I take over the world and spread the Mongolian way, throughout the universe. I mean, he has kind of been delivered a few times. Like he could have died many times. I think during one of these raids or something when he was captured, they thought about killing him, but they held him up to one of the center of a wagon, and he didn't reach that. He's like, all right, I'll come back and kill you when you're older.
Yeah, you can.
I'm gonna wait for you to grow up. You have to be this tall for me to kill you.
They had the way they would kill people like that is wild. Like if you're this tall, you're a threat and you must die.
Yeah, it's funny because what if you just like ended up to be a short guy? You just aren't killable.
I guess not. Well, I guess they definitely don't see you as a threat.
Yeah, you're
bagel boss.
You're below the law, which in this case means you're safe.
You can live.
Yeah.
It's already hell as it is, huh?
Yeah. Yeah. If you fall off a horse, you die. Basically,
isn't it, little guy?
Yeah.
Is it bad to be you? You can live. He's like, kill me.
He's on his tippy toes.
Yeah, please kill me. He's jumping.
I can't even marry a kid out here. I'm dying. All right, so Temujin is 16. He escapes. He hits a kid. He gets out of there, and he goes back to Mary Borte, who's been waiting at this point 7, 8, 9 years for this wishbone is become thin
and dry. Needs a little bit of love.
Yep. So Temujin comes to this village. The Borte's dad is like, I heard what you did with your brother. That was not cool, but hey, whatever. Take this sable coat, this very nice black fur coat as dowry for my kid. And you're supposed to give the coat to your dad, but Temujin's dad is dead. So he's like, thank you so much. I'll keep this in the name of my dad. He goes and gives it to another Khan. This guy, Ong Khan.
Strategy.
Smart move. He goes, my daddy's dead, but I'm looking for a new daddy.
I'm looking for a dad right now.
I'm looking for a battle ally.
Sable jacket OBO?
Yep. I'm looking for a strong dad. I'm looking for an alliance. So he gives this guy a coat, and Ong Khan's like, love the coat. You're my son now.
Yeah.
You get family protection, guaranteed. So Temujin solved his problem, he thinks.
Yep.
He's like, okay, I got a Khan's protection. I can kind of re-enter society. Nobody's going to fuck with me. I have my wife. Borte,
I'm
got
building
a
myself
sweetheart
up.
wife who's not like other wives. This is great. I'm done. And so Genghis Khan's life could have just ended here, but of course the Merkits have to come back and retake Borte. They gotta. It's a zero-sum bride game out here in the Mongolian steppes. It's tough out here to be a bride. If someone proposes to you, your life is in danger. You have become a stealable asset.
You can only get stolen once you're a bride.
You've become a trophy of war.
Yeah, and they always seem to go kind of honorably. They're like, no,
it's
let
so
them
funny.
steal me.
Well, yes, the brides, they are ride or die bitches. Or actually, they're like leave me and live bitches.
Yeah.
Desert me and I will take this one for the team, bitches.
Yeah.
it's pretty crazy.
So that's a mother's love.
Because when they came for Borte, the story goes is that she stayed behind so that they would take her, and then Temujin and the family could flee.
Yeah.
I also like that, whenever they captured a bride, it seems like they treated them basically with respect.
Well, I think they would.
Maybe they pushed her or
They
something.
kept them alive, but they definitely raped them.
That's true.
And if you're raping, it's probably not the only mean thing you're doing.
That's a good point. Yeah, it's a slippery slope.
Yeah.
Rape.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would agree. You're probably headed down a wrong path.
Yeah, you've probably been on the wrong path if you've reached rape.
No, I think that's the first step for some of these guys. Yeah, I don't know.
They kept them alive.
They kept them alive, and they stopped. Once they got the bride, they're like, all right, let's go home.
Yeah.
We don't need to further this feud.
We'll just ruin your life.
Score settled.
Yeah.
We have a bride, we won.
And then Temujin gets a little bit of a revenge. So this is where he goes back to that Khan.
Revenge again, yes.
He goes back to OK Khan and he goes, look, they took my wife. I need your help. And OK Khan.
He's furious.
He's pissed.
He's like, what?
They took Borte.
My son's wife?
Yeah.
My daughter-in-law?
They took her?
Yeah.
She makes the best mare's milk. And he goes, I'll give you...
She plunges it real good.
Those arms...
It's nice and tangy.
Bet those arms are a lot of fun, am I right? They look strong. Come on, kid.
Those legs and those arms, you got a real gorilla wife over there, huh? Good for you. Yeah. Good for you.
So he goes, look, I'll give you 20,000 troops. Go fuck them up.
Yeah. And he's like, I'll give you... and a piece of advice. go link up with your blood brother over a game of sheep knuckle craps.
Yeah.
And get his army because he's got 6,000 guys ready to get your wife back.
And now you're both adults and you're both successful leaders.
Yeah, meet back up, connect on LinkedIn.
Yeah, let's go.
Let's do some business.
Let's get a merger going.
Let's get it going. So they all link up. I think Jamukha got there first and had to wait, and he was kind of pissed that Temujin and the OK Corral were
OK Cupid.
Yeah, they were kind of busy. I don't know what was going on. But eventually they link up and they raid this Merkit town. They find Borte. He's calling out Borte, and Borte's running away.
Yeah. And then
Borte's like, here we go again.
People are trying to steal me.
Yep.
I know the drill.
Yep. She just wraps herself up.
I should have
like a mummy.
Picked the worst day
puts
to
a
wear
handle on her.
Yeah.
It's like a suitcase. She's like, look, I have figured out the most comfortable way to travel as a prize. So if you guys could just follow these instructions.
Lift my legs and my neck at the same time. So Temujin is running through the village just going, Borte!
And she's running away, but then she hears her beloved Temujin's wife, turns around, big old pregnant belly.
Yeah.
Talking
also,
7 months pregnant.
She's ready to blow.
Yeah.
Also, that said that when Borte came running up to Temujin on his horse and grabbed him, he looked behind and almost killed her.
Probably because he saw she's pregnant.
Yeah, right at the baby.
Maybe I'll give you an aborte. But Temujin was a pretty chill guy about it.
Yeah, he was like, you're pregnant with my son.
Oh, what? Hey, it's cause for celebration, everyone. My wife is pregnant with my son. And everyone's like,
she's
yay.
been gone 3 years.
Sure.
That is your kid.
Yeah, I got slow swimming seed.
Yeah.
They were just hanging out. No, my kids were just waiting until my return to implant in her eggs. I doubt they knew about any of that stuff.
So this kid
They probably are like, I squirt my soul seed into her, I don't know, her fertile plane, right? It's probably exactly what it says in the secret history.
Word for word.
Yeah. I would wager that's word for word, chiseled into a sheep shoulder somewhere in some ruins.
And also, this kid was had, but nobody ever fully accepted him. And that was the only part that was ever said about this
I
kid.
think also this was strike one for Jamukha.
Yeah.
With Temujin. Temujin's like, no, he's my son. And Jamukha's like, you can just, there's like wives everywhere.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They're as plentiful as dung, my friend.
Yeah.
Just go get another wife. He's like, I like Borte. And he's like, all right, this is...
this guy's kind of weird.
I don't like this.
Yeah.
I don't like who I bled with.
Yeah.
I bled on a weirdo. I thought he was just a loser down on his luck. Turns out he's a full fucking freak.
He had potential.
He's trying to raise another man's son.
What the hell is going on? Kill the kid.
Yeah, kill the kid. You gonna just raise a Merkit bastard to come and usurp you?
He's a leader, but obviously because he has some of my blood in him.
Right, yeah. The best parts of him are obviously me.
Yeah.
So Jamukha's like, I don't like this. I don't like that you're accepting this woman. You should spurn her. So yeah, Jamukha starts pushing boundaries. He's like, hey, I have an idea. How about Temujin, you go and take the horses. No, not the horse. You take the goats and the sheep by the river. You with the women, and I'll take the horses and keep them by the mountains. And that's how that's how things will go now. And that was a big insult,
a huge insult.
Yeah,
because he's like the leaders get the horses.
Yeah, so that was a big
smack in the face.
Big smack in the face. Because Jay, I just wrote Jay because I got tired of writing Jamukha. Call him Jay. Big Jay. He came from, this horse breeder blood. And Temujin's like a dirty forest child.
Yeah, so he's trying to remind him. Like,
Dad
look,
got poisoned, and they may have, they did a blood oath, but we were all kids once.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's
We've
not
grown apart.
That's not the contract says 10 years.
Yeah, Jamukha went off to an Ivy League, and Temujin, went straight to work, and he made some money, got some real world experience, but that doesn't matter to Jamukha.
Mm-hmm. I don't care if he conquered abroad.
He's a hoity-toity guy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's like, you're raising another man's son? That's not anything to be proud of. So Temujin's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, like, what do you mean, dude? We're blood brothers.
And I kind of respect this. He just leaves.
Yeah.
Whenever there's trouble, Temujin flees.
And Temujin knows...
To the woods! And they're like, hold on.
Yeah.
Let's go somewhere else.
It's sacred!
But not the woods.
I need to think.
I need to yell into a hollowed out tree.
And to Temujin's surprise, because Temujin and Jamukha at this point were both good leaders.
Yeah.
People respected them. And the difference between them two was their leadership styles. Temujin, even at this point in his life, is still reinforcing that, hey, if you side with me, it doesn't have to be a birthright thing like Jamukha. You'll be able to move up if you're a cool, hardworking guy.
Yeah, if you can plunge some good milk, if you can if you're a good rider, good hunter, whatever, like you can advance.
Yeah,
Upward mobility is possible.
Jamukha's an old boomer. He's
Yep.
like, this is the way it is when I was born, and this is the way that it's always going to
If
be.
you ain't a horse breeder, I don't want to know you.
So when Temujin flees,
People start deserting Jamukha.
so to his surprise, more and more people start slowly fleeing with him. They're
pretty
like,
cool.
We're with you, Temujin. You got something here.
I even think some of Jamukha's like brothers.
Yeah.
Oh, so Temujin calls a Kurultai, which is basically a vote where people followed him from Jamukha's tribe, and so Temujin's like, I think we got something here. Maybe we run for Khan.
Yeah.
Maybe we do a little play for Khan. How about we spin this into a play for Khan? And so he calls it Kurultai, which is just a public vote where you vote with your feet, which means that if you show up, that you voted. So Temujin's like, who's with me? And then, he looks around and there's like a dozen people. And so a lot of people didn't show up, which is a vote of, little to no confidence in Temujin's leadership. Jamukha thinks he's some fucking woodland child who's just a phase. He's a fad. He's not, he doesn't have the right stuff. So he attacks Temujin with his, vastly superior force, and Temujin flees, but they capture some people. Jamukha, what he did with the people that he captured, he beheaded the leader that he captured, a general or something, and then he boiled 60 prisoners alive.
Yeah.
And he's like, how fucking sick is that?
Yeah, and everybody's like, ooh.
He's like, we're going to drink their boiled bodies now. Isn't that rock and roll, you guys? Everyone's like, dude, that was way too much. That was a lot.
That was 60 boiled people.
Yeah, that was like, how much? If I knew that's why you asked me to get water, I would not have made all those trips.
Know. I thought you were going to take a bath. You said, get me hot water.
Yeah.
I thought it was like tea or a bath. I didn't
if
think it was going to be kind of a mini genocide-y thingy.
Yeah, I wonder what they boiled them in and how many they fit in at once.
Yeah, what was it? Also, was it boiling water that you forced? Like, what if there was a hot spring and they made someone get in it and they just stood around it? Like, no. Like they're trying to get out and they're like, stop, get in. Like when you're giving a cat a bath. No.
That would be convenient if they just had an executioner's hot spring nearby.
Or what if they had to just pour a pan over pan out on them?
Yeah, like a quart at a time. Yeah. You boil alive.
Like a save a whale style.
I was thinking like a baby in a sink.
Oh,
you're just like splashing them. Save a whale. Oh, yeah, you splash. Why do you splash whales? What does that do for the whale?
Keeps them wet.
What does that do for the whale?
Guess it keeps them alive.
All right.
Keeps them going.
Your information was... I knew I just had to push a little bit.
It keeps them wet.
Your info would crumble. Keeps them wet. Why? Because that's what they need.
That's what they need.
Why else?
Need water.
Obviously, they need it. Wouldn't do it if they didn't need it. Okay, so where were we? Jamukha.
He boils 60 people alive.
He boils 60 people. He's like, how great was that? What a great leader I am. People are like, that is not cool.
That's a lot, dude.
That's way too much. Yeah, any other jokes we could think of with the boiling and the... I do wonder what he did it in, like a basin. Because these guys were always traveling. So, like, how big is the biggest tub they travel with? What an exhausting life.
Question. Yeah. How are you boiling people?
It is bloodless, though. Right? I don't know.
I don't know.
That probably got red pretty quick.
Yeah. But what? How?
I don't know, though. I don't know. He might have been like, what? It's a royal death.
Yeah.
No blood.
Like, come on,
man. You know what you're doing.
Come on,
This is weird and mean.
Yeah, these people
this is
are
not
over
nice.
hard.
What you should have done is broken each of their backs with a spear.
Yeah, if you wanted them to get a royal death.
Yeah, that would have been the nice thing to do. You're just a jerk.
Maybe it was boiled milk.
No, they wouldn't waste milk. That would be... I would flip to Temujin immediately.
Yeah.
If he wasted milk on killing 60 people.
Yeah, that's true. And that sends those 60 people to heaven. You get boiled in milk.
Yeah, that's probably a holy way to die.
Yeah, that's God's juice.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so some people do go to... Some people defect to Temujin because of the brutality of the boiling. The great boiling was frowned upon by a lot of people. So we got some defectors. But Jamukha's still in the fight. He still has a lot of support from some other, quote, aristocrats or just like high-blooded people, other horse-breeding Khans out there. So in 1201, Jamukha could have been Genghis Khan if this succeeded. I mean, he would have been... Probably not, though. He wouldn't have...
I don't think he had the spirit in him the whole time.
He didn't have the have the spirit of Tengri on his side. Actually, that's what we're about to get into. He didn't. He made a play to be the ruler of all Mongols. He successfully voted in, from some Kurultai that he called. He successfully got the title of Gur Khan, which meant universal ruler. And he chose the title, again, pushing, a little pointed, a little needling, because the last person to bear the title was Ong Khan's uncle, who ruled until Ong Khan killed him. So he's basically shouting himself out as like the enemy or rival to Ong Khan's current rule.
So wild.
You know what I mean?
All the way that things change.
He's like, you know the guy you killed? Well, I'm him now.
Yeah.
Come back.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I've returned.
Think you can kill him again?
Yeah. I'm stronger now.
Pretty cool move.
Yeah, but it's...
You think it's too much?
Not if you're confident in yourself. I mean, this guy was confident.
I
He
think
thought
this-
he was going to win.
Yeah, this whole culture is about being confident.
It is.
It's like it's a lot like
That's why Yusuke drank the milk. He's like,
Yeah.
I ain't scared of no milk.
Yeah. I ain't scared no ghosts.
Da-da-da-da-da.
Yeah, it reminds me of like pro fighting shit talk, like the week before when they're meeting.
Yeah, the Khans get really close in each other's yurts.
Yeah.
Like, they almost like kissing distance,
Yeah.
like nose to nose.
I'll poison your son. Yeah, I'll poison your mother. Just giving threats.
Yeah. Mainly poison-based threats. Yeah. Again, like the Yukon, like people are just carrying poison around.
It's weird
Because they're
that-
nomadic, so they just live on the move. They're like, you forgot the poison?
What are we gonna do?
This was our one chance.
We were gonna. Yeah, that was kind of everything. Yeah, that was kind of everything.
Wonder what they used to poison them.
Now we
I'm
have
very
to-
interested with what they used to poison them.
Yeah, I want to know. Could you make poison? Could you just make it? Was it a bunch of bad?
You had like one yurt
Plants.
dedicated. It's like a dedicated meth lab yurt. You're just making all kinds of concoctions.
Yeah, like an apothecary. Where you go and like
Yeah.
there's just like the mushrooms that you're mixing together. Like no, these blended together.
Yeah, the chemical.
This is poison.
Yeah,
This is salad. This is poison. We only have two.
the R&D yurt.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got beakers and shit. It's really just different animal hides
Mm-hmm.
that a guy's like slooshing around.
Yeah.
with
it's
balloons.
Different bags of poop. What'll this do? Like shake it up. I'm gonna smell that in 10 days. See if I die. Oh.
Anyway, so OK Corral rallied the troops, and he came out personally to fight against Jamukha. And I think Temujin's on Ong Khan's side, right? That would make sense. Okay, so Ong Khan's there, Temujin's there, and this is the best part to me is that shamans. They're a big Germanic.
Samantha.
Don't shamanic. Everybody, don't shamanic. Well, they did shmanic because they're gathered. The shamans. It's so funny. Instead of archers, you just have guys with drums and like weird beads on their head, just trying to summon supporting spirits to control the weather and kind of turn the tides of the battle between Ong Khan and Temujin and Jamukha's forces. And a thunderstorm gathers. So something like a storm does form. And both sides attributed the storm to Temujin and Ong Khan shamans, which is hilarious to me. They're like, no, that's our thunder. And they're like, that's their thunder.
Yeah.
And it's so funny. It's like that's a huge vulnerability to have superstitious people, is that they're one lightning strike away from like half the people deserting.
Yeah.
Because they think God is against them.
I wonder how he claimed it. If like lightning struck, and I know he's just like, that's mine.
Yeah, he's trying to time it.
Yeah.
Like he's trying to raise his bow to time
Yeah.
it with the lightning strike. Come on.
You sees it? Everyone's like, whoa!
Holy shit.
He's like, act natural. Act natural. This is fucking sick. This is so sick right now.
Perfectly time
I
it.
won. It's a buzzer beater.
Yeah, it's a trick shot.
Yeah, I wonder if he walked
That's
away
how
cocky.
you rally the troops.
Yeah.
Is a sweet trick shot
Hail
with
Mary.
Tengri.
This is so cool.
Jamukha's like, that's ours. They're like, I don't think so.
Come on.
That looks like a Temujin
Look
cloud.
at him. He's on top of a cliff, raising his wand.
Mm-hmm.
That was him.
Mm-hmm. They all have a coordinated dance.
Yeah.
That's really doing it for me. Really seems like
He's
this is
really
their thing.
selling the storm.
It really seems like their event.
The key is to sell the storm after you claim the storm. A lot of people fuck up. They claim and then they schmanic.
They don't follow their shot. You got to follow your shot with a coordinated routine. I do like imagining them before the battle, like that's part of the prep.
Yeah,
They're
it's
sharpening their arrows. They're like, all right, and a 1, and a 2.
Claim the storm. Remember? Smile. Believe. You're a warrior.
You want to be here.
And you are an actor. Now let's act like we're victorious.
Be the storm.
Yeah.
Be the thunder. So as Jamukha and Temujin keep kind of trading battles, Temujin keeps advancing his position. He keeps growing troops. He's like integrating people he's defeated into his army. So he keeps gaining traction. But it kind of is equal. Like Jamukha is definitely a force to be reckoned with.
Yeah, for sure.
And could have just won and killed him. Like if there wasn't a thunderstorm, who knows? Oh, here it is. Okay. Do you remember this where Temujin proposes that his son marry Ung Khan's daughter to kind of
I think
join their tribes near the end of Ung Khan's life.
Yeah.
Well, that's basically what happens. But it's really weird. This son, Temujin's son, I don't even know what his name is, and I refuse to learn it because I think he's a little bitch. He advised Ung Khan to reject the proposal.
Oh, yeah. Why was that?
I think because he was like jealous and intimidated of his father and didn't think that he could live up to it. That's what I understood from the secret history. That was the
So
tea that
weird.
was spilled about him.
Was this the Chill son? Because he was rumored to have, the three
Chilkoot?
sons, and one was a Chilkoot. That sounds like a slur.
Maybe.
Let's say it like that.
Maybe.
One was a Chilkoot. Because when Temujin got older and he was dividing up his empire, he brought in his 3 sons, and 2 of them were like alpha males, and one of them was a Chill.
One of them was
boy.
a Temujin.
Might have been the bastard baby.
Probably his only legitimate son, actually, taken after baby
you're
baby
right.
bitch boy Temujin. It was weird to me that secretly Temujin's son was like, we can't do this.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a fraud. I'm nobody.
Just let me lay
I'm a loser.
Yeah. I'm a creep. What the hell am I being
so weird to picture Genghis Khan's son being like, I'm not him.
Well, that was Temujin to Yasuge.
Yeah, I mean, he should have beat him. Yeah, I mean, I guess he should have lived a harsher life to be forged in the fire that Temujin was.
Mm-hmm.
I guess he had a pretty cushy life. If your dad's Temujin, no one's fucking with you.
Oh, not at all.
Yeah, so I mean,
You're getting all the wives you want. You're getting all the respect you want. You're getting all the silk.
maybe he's like, I don't want to marry your, because now I got a bigger target on my back. The more power I get, the more. I mean, I don't know. This guy just seemed like he wasn't really down to play the role that history wanted him to play.
To play Khan.
Yeah, he didn't even want to placate. He said, "I'm out. Maybe he was just gay. Maybe he just was like, I couldn't do that to your sweet daughter.
Dishonorable.
Right.
And she's also not a guy.
So now Ung Khan's in a pretty tough position because he's like, all right, so the son doesn't want me to, but what do I tell Temujin? He doesn't want to rat on Temujin's son, which I totally would have done.
Yeah.
I would have been like, hey, I'm sorry, but your son came to me and was like, I can't do it, so I don't know what you're going to do about that.
Kill him or leave him in the closet, but
give me another son.
Yeah.
He's a dud. But I don't know why he turned on him. I guess Temujin was becoming too powerful. Once you become too powerful, everybody just turns on you.
Yeah, of course.
So he devised a tricky little plot. Do you know what you want to say?
He goes, why don't you come over for some celebration of this marital agreement?
Just
right?
you.
He goes, just you. And then Temujin was like, hell yeah, I'll do that.
Let's party. Let's drink
party
some milk
up.
and plug the yurt hole and have a nice
hot
night.
box some poop, dude.
Yeah.
Let's get a little, let's reset it, boys. Wake up a family. What do you
I
say?
am due for a reset.
That's what a bender is. Oh, I can smell it. We're close. This is going to be crazy. That shit is burning. They plugged that tub.
The guy's really stinky. You're like, you need to get your life together, man.
Yeah.
We're migrating in like a day.
Come
you
on,
need to be
man.
ready.
Don't reset before we move.
Yeah, this is a bad look.
This guy's always starting over. So Temujin goes, hell yeah, I'll be there in a little bit. He brings like a team of a few dudes.
You guys.
And then luckily, enough for Temujin,
yeah.
an ally of his on OK Khan's property. He's like chilling in the village.
On the way, he's like en route. Or he's around.
He hears of this and he stampedes towards Temujin, catches up with them and says, hey, here's the plan. They want to kill you.
Yeah.
They don't want to party.
They got a huge force of it doesn't look like a party.
No, yeah, they have shields and
There's
spears
grindstones going. I don't
Yeah.
hear anyone setting up for music.
Yeah, and then Temujin's sad, disappointed.
Temujin is sad.
His heart's been ripped out from him again.
So many times. Betrayed.
Every male figure in his life leaves him.
Fails him.
It's got to cause a little bit of a
Yeah,
my worthy complex.
Sure.
So he goes,
But he is because Ung Khan's scared of him.
Yes,
That's the real reason he's doing
and
this.
Temujin is a smart guy, so he probably realizes that. But in the moment, he doesn't have any options because he's only with a couple of people. So all he can do is flee.
So this is a real testament to Temujin's whole 20-year effort this is the culmination of all of his methodologies, basically, about treating people equally, about distributing loot equally, not being so brutal to the non-combatants, basically, that you capture, the non-leaders that you capture. Because Temujin, he's scattered to the wind. He sends a messenger of like, hey, go rally the troops, but I can't be there. Like, I gotta go to the woods and think. I gotta go for a walk. So if you could rally the troops, and even without Temujin present, boss isn't even there. Everybody gathers together and meets up and makes it to, or like, you know, he amasses an army when he's not even there.
Yeah.
All right, so I don't really remember where Jamukha and Ong Khan fled, but I know they pursued them a lot. Jamukha made it across the border behind some walls.
Yeah.
Ong Khan, do you remember what happened to him? It's such an unceremonious death. He goes up to the border, and they're like, "Who?" Some guard. He's like, "Who are you?"
Oh yeah, he doesn't.
I'm like, "I'm Ong Khan," and he's like,
"You're an old
weak man."
Yeah.
And then he just kills him.
Yep.
He just stabs him. Which, I mean, even if he's not Ong Khan, you're just going to kill an old guy who
they're still
doesn't know who he is?
They're still barbaric.
You're going to kill an old guy with dementia?
I don't know you.
What the fuck?
Do you think maybe he's just a little dark and you don't recognize him? You think in the morning that guy was like, "Oh, dudes.
Yeah.
Hey, my bad."
I'll just say this. Your eyes can be too narrow, too. You got to let some demons in. This guy couldn't see a thing.
They can help you see.
Yeah. Just brutal to see a guy just, I mean, if he is what you think he is, then he's a man with Alzheimer's lost.
At the wrong house.
Right? Yeah. So don't kill him. You know, give him a blanket and try to find a yurt for him to sleep in for a sec.
Well, it's a guy who's like a power hungry. It's what he wanted to do. That's why he joined the forces. To kill when he could.
Right. He knew damn
going
well
for a spear?
who he was.
It's my phone. Ah!
Yeah, he was. I swear, it was a spear. That was on. Really.
He tried to kill me.
Yeah, no, he drew his weapon. At 0800 hours, Ong Khan, who I later learned was Ong Khan, drew his spear. I had no other choice but to follow suit. It's like an idiot.
I later found out the weapon was a can of milk, but it was lethal.
Yes. Very sad. Sorry about that. He was on his way out anyway, and Temujin was going to kill him. Anyway, so old man Khan dies. Mm-hmm. Old guy Khan. That's what Ong Khan stands for. Old guy Khan dies. Daikon Radish. Yeah, and then Temujin follows, eventually catches up to Jamukha, captures him, and then gives him a honorable death by breaking his back with a spear.
Man.
And letting no blood. You know they had a thing about spilling blood?
No.
It would release evil spirits that would, jump into the round eyes.
Oh, wow. Bloodstream.
Yeah. So, yeah, if you spilt blood, that would anger the sky god. So it was a royal death to be to have your back broken.
Oh my God.
It sounds awful. Also,
to death?
Yeah. They'd put it like this, like Christ or something, so your arms are out, and then a spear is put through your sleeves or whatever, and then a guy just holds it and puts his foot on your back. It doesn't seem like a very honorable way to die. Being ah,
you're not strong enough.
Just in a U shape.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can we get a bigger guy? No, he's busy killing someone else. But yeah, bloodless death was a respected thing.
Man, I can't imagine the backbreaking. I heard that Jamukha requested the honorable death.
Yeah.
And he said, "Okay, I'll give you it."
Yeah, I think for the times, Temujin was a good guy.
Yeah. He had to go in.
This is the 1200s. Yeah, people kill each other all the time.
Oh, yeah.
That's normal across all societies. We can talk about just briefly, some of the good things that he did with the kingdom. Religious tolerance.
Yeah, he didn't care what faith you practiced as long as you acknowledged
as long as you paid taxes.
Yep.
I also like this, that it really seemed like the empire that he built was almost a byproduct of...
He loved conquering. It was his passion.
But he didn't. They didn't have any mindful or interest in administration, tax collection, any of these
engineering.
Any of these
agriculture,
higher society or quote civilized skills. So he would just take people that knew how to do that and move them around. Just have this roving band of this geek squad
smarties,
on horse. Yeah. Just rolling up to your town.
Turn it on and turn it off.
Yeah. I gotta go. See you in a year. So they would have these administrators that they would just capture and use them. It's so smart.
Mm-hmm. And they
it really shows you. I mean, this is a leap here, but shows you how stupid Hitler was. He's killing all these skilled people. Doctors, lawyers.
Yeah, but he thought
directors,
they were all
producers, comedians,
agents,
landlords. I mean, these people could have really helped out.
Yeah, they're good.
But I like that the Mongols never, and I think this is why they expanded so quickly and also lasted for so little time, is they were on horseback. That's all they have interest in is just roving around, they can cover so much land, and they're hardy people, but they understand that everyone else is not like them.
Yeah.
It's not like you're going to be able to be captured by a Mongol horde and you yourself now get a horse and come with the horde. It's like, no, you guys stay here and just we'll tax you. And if anyone, asks what empire you're in, you say my name.
Yeah.
And you can practice your religion and we do whatever you want. So that's why I think out of the Mongol Empire, there was no unified, there's no lasting political, entity.
Yeah, they're just like, oh, the CEO's gone? All right.
Yeah, they each they just operated their own.
I didn't see him. I saw him once when he took over.
Their own situations, which is why I think, people were like, sure, yeah, I'll be a Mongol.
Yeah, I heard they're cool.
And you got access to trade.
Yep. And you got... Also, he made sure that a lot of the silk was going through his communities. Like the silk trade, he set up so it would go through.
Got to give back to the hood.
So then you come back and, everybody's wearing silk.
Mm-hmm.
And people have knives for the first time.
Yeah.
So he rewarded his people and...
Spread the wealth.
Also, you could move up in his... If he conquered you, you could still move up within being a Mongol.
I think living in the Mongol Empire, as long as you survive the initial raid, was pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
You could walk across the Silk Road, which is like hundreds of miles, with a gold plate on your head, unscathed.
Mm-hmm.
Which either was because they knew that the Khan would kill you if you interfered with trade, or because they just thought that guy had special needs.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, we shouldn't fuck with this guy. He clearly doesn't know. Yeah, that was an 1150 thing.
Yeah,
this is 1202. Okay, hello.
Let him be him. He just wants to watch the horses.
Yep,
and,
he just likes the feeling of gold on his flat head. It's filled with milk. It's pretty impressive how little he spills.
He remembers everybody's birthday.
Right. Don't touch his sheep knuckle dice. He gets very angry.
Super aggro about it.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, so we basically covered the life of Jamukha. I hope you all have enjoyed. Charles, who would you rather be?
I think
Genghis
Haloon
or Jamukha?
I'd rather be Genghis for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, he's one of the... It's hard to say that he's one of the greatest because he's killed so many people, but what a powerhouse.
It seems like Temujin was reacting to Jamukha's aggression, which was constant.
Yeah. It seems like...
it started as passive aggression of like, how about you go watch the goats? And then it became like, how about I boil 60 of your guys?
Yeah. And Temujin's like, if you want to make me do this.
And then he's like, how about I make a play for Ongkon's position? And Ongkon's like, what? Temujin!
Is this your man's?
Control your blood brother. Somebody come get his blood brother. He's acting a fool. I'm going to come out myself and bang a drum.
I didn't know Ongkon sounded like Tom Takar.
He does. No, that's what he sounded like.
And kooky.
All right. I think we're going to call it there, guys. We're cold. We want to go home.
I'm going to call it.
We
gotta answer the call.
We got to ask Nick how to turn on the heater or do it somewhere else. I mean, I'm happy to come to Astoria if you want to do it at your place next time. But we got to consult with Heather Khan.
Heather Khan. The Khan of the house. Yeah. Heather and Ricky Khan. Actually, I'm in the stocks.
You ever know someone... Yeah, I got to get back. I'm late for being in the stocks.
It's hard to do dishes that way.
Yeah, but I got a quota.
Gets her hot.
Yep. Thanks for listening, guys. You can check us out online. Check out the Patreon. I am putting more stuff up there just because we are getting more consistent with recording. Obviously, otherwise we wouldn't be putting ourselves in this position if we weren't trying to do something here. But you can follow me online at Jack Russell Comedy.
You can find me at Charles_Ingle.
Go to the Patreon, patreon.com/overshadowed podcast. Maybe it's overshadowed pod. Maybe it's overshadowed_podcast.
Just
Google it.
Go everywhere. Leave a review. Leave a nice comment. Tell your friends. Spread the word. Share an app.
All right. I'll see you in the yurt, boys.
Take me to the yurt.